Why? Don't you think that you should reduce your visits to your parents' house now? As you were having breakfast with your parents, bound to her habits, your aunt decided to break the silence with her unasked opinion. You lift up your eyes and look at her, but your father was already ready with his answer. This is still her house, Jess. She can come visit us anytime. She dropped her spoons and faked a smile. When did I say it's not her house, brother? But just think about it. She just got married a week ago. It would be better if she focused on her marriage. Aunt Jess, it would be better if you don't give advice related to marriage. You did all that, still your husband left you, so I don't think I should take relationship advices from someone who has already failed. Her face dropped and she looked angry while your mother scolded you. Wyan, is this how you talk to your aunt? Apologize to her. You looked at her. I'm sorry, Aunt Jess, but I appreciate your efforts to help your niece. She didn't look at you and proceeded to drink her tea while you smiled a little and then looked at your father. Dad, I have to talk to you regarding the farmhouse in Hawaii. I will contact you as soon as we find a client. Inform me beforehand. I'll be in a meeting today. You nodded and got up while your aunt looked at you. Are you going to sell that farmhouse? You looked at her and smiled. It's a secret, my dear auntie. Goodbye everyone, I'm leaving for the office. You walked away from there. I think Jessica is right. Wyan still works as if nothing happened. Why don't you talk to her? She should take some time off to focus on her marriage. I wonder what Jungook would think. Your father looked at her. Don't worry, they both are mature enough to see what's wrong and right, and it's not like Jungook doesn't know that she comes here. It's all about understanding. They both work so they know better. She sighed and looked at Jess. She must be excellent in her work, but she's unaware of her personal life. You never taught her how to handle relationships. I'm a mother and I know better. Father will never understand. They only know how to spoil their daughters. And Wyan have got a lot of attitude and ego. Mr. Choi looked at his sister because no matter who it is, he can never hear anything about his beloved daughter. It's not called ego or attitude. She knows her boundaries and standards. I trust my daughter. It's not how she has become one of the top successful businesswomen on her own. Jungook was going through the files his secretary brought when his eyes spotted a different file. He picked it up and looked at it before looking at his secretary. What is this file for? I don't know, sir. This came in your name yesterday. He frowned and looked at it. Okay, I'll check it. You can go and check if the arrangements of meeting are done or not. The secretary nodded and left while Jungook sat, opened the file, and his expressions changed. Inside it there were divorce papers and he knew who could keep the guts to do that. He sat on the chair and leaned back before tearing the papers. Seems like now Mrs. John wants to play this game with me. I thought she stays busy, but now I understood busy with what. As he finished tearing the papers, the door of his office opened. He lifted up his face and saw you, who came inside without even knocking. Welcome, I was just thinking about you only. Just received your gift, he said, showing you the torn papers. You didn't say anything and just looked at him. Seems like you don't like my gift. Well, I knew it would happen, so I carried a copy of it with me. I have signed them, so you just have to do the same. You said, taking out divorce papers from your purse. He came near you. And why do you think I would do it? Because I'm saying? He tried to calm himself and sat on his chair. I don't know why you are saying this. Don't you have work in your office or are you on vacation? You were trying to control your anger as he was taking you so lightly, whereas you were serious. You got up from the couch. I am serious, Mr. John Jungook. I want divorce. I want to end this stupid thing that started between us. He looked at you coldly but very calm. And what made you think that I would support you in such a stupid decision? If this marriage is a stupid thing for you, let it be, but no one is getting divorced because it's a matter of the reputation of two well known families and companies. You came near him. I don't freaking care. You really take me so lightly, right? There's no importance of what I say in your eyes. Let me tell you this once again. Never ever I have lived on compromises and I still won't compromise it either. He finally looked in your eyes so deep as if trying to look into your soul. And what do you have to compromise? I'm giving you all the freedom. You are going wherever you want to by your choice. What else do you need? You scoffed and crossed your arms. This man is just unbelievably dumb. He raised his brow at his insult. What? What did you say? You looked at him. You heard me, but if you have problem in hearing then let me repeat. In this house, the decision making power would be 50-50. Just like I don't ignore you, you will never ignore or neglect what I say. He sat on his chair before a smirk appeared on his face. In total, you want to tell me that you want to focus on this marriage and want to take it further. I asked you the same when you told me not to expect anything. I just did what you said. Do not disturb you and see, now you are coming to me complaining about it. When you found out that you were getting married for a business deal, you were angry and put these conditions in front of Jungook before marriage because you wanted to cancel it anyhow, which obviously didn't happen. But after you got married, you started to fall for Jungook, but his behavior was different from what you saw on your first meeting. He was not treating you like his wife. In fact, you were visiting your parents and not even coming home, and this guy didn't care. You put your condition and he ignored them just like he ignored the divorce papers. So you thought this marriage won't work. You have a very high standards in everything that you do. Not only you want everything perfect in work, but have high expectations from your future partner and the man you're going to give your all your love. And if he doesn't care about you, you don't want him at any cost. You like possessiveness, a man who is possessive about you. Jungkook looked at you when you didn't say anything. Make sure none of our parents see these divorce papers or we have to be prepared with a list of answers and excuses. So you won't give me divorce just because you care about the reputation? He came near you making your heart beat fast. I won't give you divorce because I just don't want to. And in my opinion, it's a ridiculous idea that came in your mind. I think you have worked a little too much. You should stay home and rest. Jungkook, there's no reason to act like there's something between us when there's not. If you're scared of what our parents would say, then I'll talk to them. He came dangerously close to you, but you didn't move nor broke the eye contact. I know you are daring enough, dear wife, but your husband is not a rookie either. We have got more than what you think. I just gave you my answer in your language and see, you became restless. Then think how others would feel because you think whatever you do or say is always correct. You didn't able to handle it for a whole week and already decided to go for divorce when you yourself told me in the starting to not expect anything. That time I didn't want you to say yes to this marriage. Why did you do then? Why didn't you just took your revenge there? And why would I do that? Why would I say no to the marriage when I wanted to? How can I say no to Marry such an ambitious, classy, and a little bit high maintenance woman who has zero intolerance and high anger issues. Just how I like. Here you turned weak and ran out of words. All this drama started just because of what you said at the beginning of this relationship, and you even forget about it. And your anger built just because he wasn't giving you much attention, and you thought he is not taking you seriously and doesn't care about marriage. Then let's see how you make it for it. You have only one chance to correct your mistake. And before he could say anything, you left the office, leaving him speechless. Wow, is she for real? So it all came on me and now I have to make up for it. Great. He sighed and picked the divorce papers that you left. She doesn't even know that you can't get divorced before 6 months since marriage. He torn them too and threw them in the dustbin. You came to your office straight after returning from Jungkook's office, and it was really so embarrassing to find out that he was like that only because what you have said to him in your first meeting. As you walked inside, your employee started greeting you. Ma'am, Mr. Neil is waiting for you in your room. Let's go, you said, walking ahead while the secretary followed. I'm sorry for making you wait, Mr. Neil, you said, coming inside the office while the guy got up from his chair and smiled. It's okay, Miss Joy. I came prepared already. You put your bag on the table and looked at him. I'm sorry. He smiled and waved his hand. Please don't. By the way, I just heard that you are not single anymore. Who got this rarest diamond on this planet? You chuckled slightly. It's a long story, Mr. Neil. Let's talk about it some other day. Tell me what brought you here. Oh yes, I have a good news for you, Miss Joy, he said with a smile. Your mother was very offended in the morning. She said I have spoiled you completely. Your father said with a short laugh and looked at you, who was also walking in the backyard with him. She is becoming just like Aunt Jess by living with her all the time. He stopped and looked at you. But I also want to know something, Ryan. I trust you and I know my princess knows what's best for her, but are you doing okay with Jungook? I hope there's no problem in this marriage. You took a deep breath and looked at him with a soft smile. Yes, Appa. Now everything is clear and fine. I don't think I'm going to be having any problem in the future. Although Mr. Choi didn't understand it fully, but if you are smiling and assuring that everything is okay, it means everything is fine. You didn't tell me that Jungook will join us too. You frowned when he suddenly mentioned him, because even you don't know about it. You followed the direction where your dad was looking and saw Jungook coming towards you. Even I didn't know. You whispered while your dad also walked a little distance and Jungook politely bowed at him before they hugged and your father patted his back. What a beautiful surprise, he said, breaking the hug. I came to pick Vian, so thought to pay a visit. He looked at you while you rolled your eyes, scoffing. You did a great job. In this rush, we didn't get time to talk or see each other properly. Then three of you started walking. You don't know why you were feeling extremely excited and shy from inside after seeing him while he was walking beside you. When are you guys planning to go for a honeymoon? Your cheeks turned pink as your dad turned towards you and looked at both of you. We haven't planned yet, sir. Dad. I'm waiting for Ryan to decide. He looked at you and smiled and you lowered your eyes. It's been already a week. You guys should take a break from work and hurry up. We'll see that, Dad. Let's go and have some coffee. You said, trying to change the topic, but then your dad's phone rang. You guys go, I'll join shortly. He walked at a distance to attend the call while you both started to go towards the house. How did you find out that I was here? Did you put a tracker in my car? He chuckled. Do I need to? I have my ways, and where will you go except your dad? You stop and look at him while he shrugged his shoulders. Is that how you are in reality? Well, not for everyone. I change my personality according to people, and right now, if you're finding me silly, then that's because I am with my wife. You wanted to go and see yourself in the mirror right now. You don't remember blushing this hard even in your lifetime. You walked ahead while he smiled and followed you. You stop and Jungook opened the door of his car for you. I came in my car. But you will go in your husband's car. I have to talk about something, so get in. You didn't want to argue for such a silly thing, so you gave your car keys to your dad's driver and sat inside the car. Jungook closed the door and came inside from the other side. What do you want to talk about? Oh, did you finally got agreed for the divorce? You said teasingly while looking at him, but it didn't do anything to his cold face. I wonder why you were so desperate to get a divorce from the very beginning. As far as I know, you don't seem to hate men, so it leaves with only one doubt. Did you have someone that you want to be with and that's why you want to end this marriage? Don't know why it felt like an insult to you. He was doubting you. And what would you do if I say yes? He laughed, making you a little insecure. Then very politely, I would let that guy know that either he backed away or else I have to force him. You raised your brow. Oh, so you are trying to act possessive. I thought you don't notice anything. Just because I don't say anything doesn't mean I don't notice. And when I say notice, it means I notice each and every single detail, so you better be careful. There was eye contact between both of you for a few seconds. You knew that you can trust this man fully. He cleared all the doubts and insecurities within you about this marriage. He was always interested but held back himself for some time because he wanted you to make a decision by yourself. Don't look at me like that unless you want me to kiss you right here. You quickly looked away and tucked your hair back because it was so awkward right now. He smiled and again started the car. You won't want to kiss if I don't look at you, huh? You mumbled on your own thinking he won't listen, but your heart skipped a beat when he grabbed your elbow and pulled you closer to him. Your breath hitched, seeing his face so close to yours. He smiled and whispered, Should I clear all your misunderstandings about me, Mrs. John Jungook? I will still kiss you even when you don't look at me. Your cheeks turned pink, but before you could understand anything, he pressed his lips against yours, making your eyes widen. Pulling away, he looked at you and smiled. Your blush is telling me everything that you can't. You pushed him and looked outside the window, trying to not smile. Keep your eyes on the road, you'll get us into an accident. He chuckled while you couldn't control your smile. You don't worry about that, Mrs. John.